circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, on an ever-spinning wheel, like a snowball down a mountain or a carnival.
Good day, friends. Good day, lovely humans. Such a wonderful day. Governor, judge, become a Supreme Court judge. Yesterday night, let's say our time, the 9th of October 2018, another big jump into, let's say, a newer humane way of living. This is from the, let's say, sociological and this is from sociological perspective that we get better. We start choosing rightfully by our own choice who's going to be our Supreme Court judge or American Supreme Court judge. You already showed the presidential kind of choice, very preferable and very nice choice of Trump. And then he started choosing his own light beings around him. So Kavanaugh is one of them. One of many that will just start streaming into the administration that will make quite a big difference for the ones who did not notice. So turn this around and see what's happening in technological informational streaming. So title, Google Plus went bust, went indeed minus, and how indecent spying has been terminated. Simple news, sounds very, unsuspicious, yet mere kind of obnoxious. How come a company like this, that it's worth, let's say, collective A and C shares of Google, which includes YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, forgive if I forgot some of these other, let's say, controlling mechanisms of the modern society, worth about 12 trillion in total just in the stock price. So when you put all this together, 12 trillion, you can feed 70 nations, big solid nations, on a daily basis for another 100 years. Not to blink, not to make anybody to work. So how come this money becomes so, let's say, prominent into controlling everything and everybody? Simply because we, as a not aware humans, allow it. We allow the hardcore criminal to tell us what is criminal and what is not. We allow a thief to tell us where we should place our trust, our money, our funds, our energy, and then let these Google criminals to take care of us, to take care of our, let's say, well-being. Very moronic approach by us humans, allowing the AI that it actually has no nose or no tail, meaning has no human or even animal abilities or animal and human attributes, and we treat it as such by giving all these trillions into its hands on a daily basis. Every single video uploaded in, let's say, YouTube platform, every single tweet goes into Twitter, feeds something, feeds a creature that nobody want to talk about. Every single like or dislike or any kind of upset that you make reading a post on the Facebook, it went to this absolutely hideous creature that it grew for last, may say, 100 years to the levels of enormity. And if it was not by prime creators' direct involvement and intervention, we would not be what we are right now. We start resembling the humans. We start, let's say, recognizing these bits of humanity that Trump is showing to you, that Kavanaugh is showing to you, and we supporting it. We don't let this go back to the old streams of falsified lies, deceptions, destructions, deterioration of every aspect of humanity in individual and in, let's say, the nation, or in the planetary group that we call ourselves humans. Yet not all of us were humans, or not all of us are humans. Some are hybrids, some are pretty much aliens in disguise, wearing the human mask or human bodysuit. So what and how we are going to do about it? It's like, how come that we continue feeding this beast? But you can tell me, I'm not. I'm absolutely aware that Google Plus is deleted. It's not deleted by our choice. Well, we influencing a lot, but it was deleted by Google Corporation. Google Plus was their social platform that was absolutely stealing every single aspect of your movement, your facial recognition software, your audio, voice recognition, your fingerprints if you're using them on the computers, on the phones, and so on. Absolutely total control of one's, let's say, information feed. So they will feed you only what they think, or this creature thinks, or they thought. It thought that you're supposed to hear it. But if it's not sufficient for you to say, I don't want to see only stupid Hillary or the dark, entities threatening here, Alex Jones is kind of swearing and doing stupidity beyond any recognition of any kind of humanity in him. And you're still going there and check his videos. And what I do? What all of these, let's say, mainstream media and even like fake alternative media, what are they doing? They're feeding into us some kind of, let's say, trigger. And we as a not fully aware humans, we start creating this anxiety, this like stressful behavior, this being afraid behavior, being in a total paranoia that the Third World War is coming, that we need to have like 3 guns and 70 rifles in our disposal to protect ourselves from who? From Google? From Facebook? Yes, this is the point. These are the real enemies of society, and they are real enemies of humanity. But we as, let's say, half-breed humans could not even see it. We even embrace it. Be transhuman, be transgender, be trans something, which absolutely leads you into a deep trance of illusion that there is nothing real around you. Yet I say, you are real. You as the only creator of this beautiful spiritual energy that if it's triggered in the wrong way, it can feed planet after planet of these so-called synthetic creatures. And this is what's happening. We call it in let's say, our circles, calling looshing. LLOSH. And this is the, let's say, a movement of triggering humans to produce anxiety, to produce fear, to produce greed, to produce anything that is not peace, anything that is not tranquility. anything that is not truth. So how to get out of this? How to jump out of this, let's say, spying, deceiving mechanism that was teaching us absolute lies? Talking about Google and Wikipedia and Google searches and, crapping around and on top of humans with so much deception that it's absolutely ridiculous to watch and observe. How none of us were starting to, let's say, rebel. I called for Facebook, let's say a year now. It'll be shut down. It's still kind of active, but financially it's zeroed out. So today, on the 9th of October 2018, I'm actually declaring that Google, not Google Plus, but Google as a corporation, to the end of the year will be worth, let's say, 1/10 of what is worth now. Now it's about something $12 trillion in capital market gains, meaning that each stock of share A is worth $1,153 US at the present time. And duplicate and almost like a mirror of share C that it's allowed to the public to buy, so nobody talks about it. It's kind of mimicking this amount. It's about 1,500, so it's a bit less. Sorry, it's a bit more. But only ones who can control the share A are minuscule group of people or creatures. And these share A of Google are not even sellable to the public. So you tell me, how come we even allow to this creature to siphon all these amounts for investments, for the people's savings, retirement funds, and pension funds, taxation funds, all went into these, almost like a deep dark hole that exists for only one reason: to keep you in control. Once, when they kept, or whatever, they thought they kept all this money, it's not in your possession, this is in its possession, or whatever, Google's dark AI's possession, they thought that they can produce so much loosh from every single one of us. They control banking, they control information flow, they control even medical informations, how and what you have to do to, let's say, get healthy. But they don't tell you that they're the ones who actually made you sick on purpose, through the water, through the medical and dental treatments, through the air, through these little things, computer screens. If you're not aware, it can actually eat you alive, bite by bite by bite. So it's really challenging to talk about a criminal, and I'm using this criminal activity to distribute the truth. I mean, another of my, let's say, videos that I did a couple of years ago, it's talking about how you can convince everybody else and tell them your own idea so they will accept it as their own. This is the biggest challenge and the biggest form of teaching that one can do. So I just hope that we, couple of us, in this case Denise, Thomas, Kim, and so on, we are trying to be teachers without pushing anything into your hands. But you have to come and really take it by your own free will, realizing that Google is not there to be your master. Google as technology is there to be your servant, is there to be your very, very keen technological tool that you will start growing through truthful informations. But at the present time, we have a lot of garbage. We have mostly garbage through the mainstream media and through the, let's say, communities of fake alternative media. So what I see Denise and I here, are we alternative media, or are we some kind of, rebel media, or we can put any kind of name, but I just see ourselves as let's say, a little light in the house of darkness, where you, as a more and more aware human, will pick it up and say, I really want to start seeing these things through the eyes of my own, not through the eyes of Google or Facebook or eyes of anybody around. So what is our intent? To show every single one of you that you are the only one who can make a decision for this, who can see what is going to do with Google, with Facebook, with any of the other, let's say, tools that were used against us. Now, if you heard what Trump is saying, he's saying it for 2 years now on his, let's say, presidential campaign to absolutely delete this deep state. And deep state is fully supported by this dark AI that is controlling all the media, all the information distribution, all the, let's say, platforms that we are using to, let's say, share the truth. So why my, let's say, YouTube is absolutely unknown. It cannot be seen in like 89 countries at all. Yet, eventually it will. So you also watch maybe videos since 2010 when I started doing them. They are still there, but not be able to share what I knew at that time. Now, as, let's say, the veil is more and more transparent. Veil, in my sense, is this darkness that was imprisoning us in doing the same old shit and just having only one goal in our, let's say, stupid heads: to feed this creature with more and more fear and more anxieties, until you say, I don't want to do this ever again, or not anymore. And you can tell them, really, you can tell, fuck off my computer to Google Plus or Microsoft's downloads, uploads, and viruses. So one of the reasons why Google Plus has been shut down, because it's a huge bug, has been introduced and is disclosing what informations the Google Plus was distributing to everybody else. Suddenly, it seems somebody stole from Google Plus as well, like as the couple of 6 months ago, the Zuki was trying to defend his platform from another company that says that they have all the informations for 90,000 of Facebook people. They are actually being sold. So Google Plus is doing the same fucking thing. They were selling you as you are a cattle, because you were, until you change your mind, until you choose not to be a cattle anymore. You are loose cattle. Check what this means. Not too many people are using this kind of terminology, but I suggest you start looking into it and stop being a loose cattle for anybody.
Round like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, on an ever-spinning wheel, like a snowball down a mountain or a carnival balloon, like a carousel that's burning rings around the moon, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind. Like a tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hollow to a cavern where the sun has never shone. Like a door that keeps revolving in a half-forgotten dream, are the ripples from a pebble someone tosses in a stream. Like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of his face, and the world is like an apple rolling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.